getting the progesterone and oil shots, these Lupron shots are like not a big deal at all.
Walking to acupuncture, and I have to say this is a great time to be in Miami. It is a beautiful, gorgeous sunny day here. It just feels lovely to be outside. It's great in December, 2 days before Christmas. The last time you saw me, I was going to my Botox appointment, and I have successfully completed that. It's been 3 days, so it is all sunk in, and I wanted to show that to you before I put my sunglasses on, which will be very soon. But I think she did a great job. I feel refreshed. I feel like, you know, at 44 years old, when you start an exercise program and you're starting to see changes in your body, but your face is not really catching up to it, it's kind of nice to have that little refresh. So anyway, all right, now we're prepared for the sunshine, which is very bright still. It was actually kind of funny. I went to my dermatologist, and I'd seen her the week before my last implantation, and I was trying to be all good and do no Botox or anything, any injections, and obviously went back and saw her this time, and she said, you know, I didn't want to tell you this last time because you weren't ready to hear it, but she's like, a lot of my patients, she's like, they come and see me on the way to the fertility clinic. She's like, because they know that they're not going to be able to get anything done while they're pregnant. She's like, so I think maybe the more appropriate treatment plan here is to like, let's set you up for the next 9 months. And it was funny to me because I kind of realized in that moment that I was being a little overly cautious. And at least in Miami, this might not be true for all cities or areas. Miami is a very image focused, at least in Miami. There's a lot of ladies who are getting their Botox done immediately before their implantation date, which, if that's you, let me know in the comments below. The other updates, I was gonna say I was not spotting on Lupron, but I have stopped birth control, still taking Lupron, and I have started spotting, which is actually more like bleeding, which is actually more like a period. But I did contact the clinic and let them know that this had happened, and they said that that was normal and happens in some patients, so I didn't need to be concerned about it, which is great. So the day after Christmas, I'll go back in for another checkup. So that's in 2 days. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and I'll be getting my teeth deep cleaned, the roots of my teeth cleaned. And to be very honest, I'm a little nervous about that. I'm very worried that it's going to be an unpleasant experience, but a necessary one. I think I mentioned that I do have that one amalgam or metal composite filling, which even in a composite filling that is metal, it's at least 50% mercury. No idea why, but we'll be getting that taken out tomorrow. I am heading to my acupuncturist now. I think I've mentioned that I've stopped going quite as frequently, but I've been keeping up with the weight training and regular cardio exercise, running. I am going to stop running after the implantation. I'll just do walking after that, but at least I am kind of giving myself a little injection of intense cardio activity before I kind of scale it back down to a low intensity cardio. In my mind, I feel like that's a good thing. So that's basically the update for today. Let you guys see my eyes when I'm walking, but at around noon on a Friday, it's just way too sunny everywhere for me to be able to possible for you guys. Wow. But I needed to get back on here and give you guys an update on what is happening with me because it's been a while since we chatted. It has been a while, and it has been a couple holidays. Hope you are all having wonderful starts to your new year. One thing about the holidays is that they are very disruptive. As far as like staying on a schedule or routine for things that you normally do. We also went and visited some friends near Orlando, Florida, which was great and lovely. But it definitely disrupted our routines and our schedules even more. And so now, as we are entering the final phases of this implantation cycle, I am feeling very, very messy. It's been a very messy cycle. That's what it feels like. If you watched my previous vlogs, I vlogged my entire first implantation cycle. I made a bunch of changes during that cycle. Supplements, food, laundry detergent, wearing natural makeup, stuff like that. Made a lot of changes, developed a lot of routines, good routines, my fertility smoothie in that first cycle, and continued all of those good routines through the entire cycle. I was on point with the changes that I was making and my commitment to them. This cycle has not been that way. Even though I now have well-established routines in that sense, it's not anything I'm doing that's new. I haven't been as consistent. And the holidays are partially to blame for that. Vacations are partially to blame for that. But whatever the reason, life just comes at you fast sometimes. Yeah, so this cycle has felt so much more chaotic in that sense. Very messy, as I was saying. So that's how it's feeling. I'm walking to acupuncture right now. Hopefully this will kind of help reset those feelings. As far as the medications that I'm on, I have now been on Lupron for the longest period of time that I have ever taken this drug. And I'm taking Lupron because it prevents ovulation. And the way that it prevents ovulation is it sends a signal to your brain to stop producing all hormones. So my body, because I've been on Lupron for the last month or so, has not been producing any hormones at all. And at first we were artificially replacing that with birth control, and now I'm wearing the estrogen patches to start artificially increasing the estrogen in my body, which should be telling the uterus to thicken the lining for the implantation. So that's how it works. But I think there's never going to be a perfect overlap between artificially telling your body to do something or not do something and the way that your body would naturally do it. And I just feel like I'm starting to see some of those signs of something's off. Like, I feel off sometimes. I have like this weird kind of out of the blue anxiety. And it's like, it's not connected to anything. I can't connect it directly to anything at work. I can't connect it to anything in my relationship. I can't connect it to anything in my body. It's just like, it's there. And I can ignore it. I can push it away and go on about my day. And so it's not like causing me extra anxiety because it's there. But I'm not an anxious person typically. And it's just weird that it's happening. And it's happening just very lightly. It's not increasing or decreasing. It's just kind of sometimes there. And I think maybe I like to find reasons for everything to make things make sense in my life, but I think maybe it has something to do with the fact that I've been on Lupron for so long. My body has naturally not produced any of its own hormones, and instead I'm relying on these external things. I think, your body is smart. Our brains are aware of a lot more information than we're consciously aware of. And I think somehow I know, and somehow I'm reacting to that, but just a little bit. Like I said, it's not getting worse, but it's very consistently there. So just wanted to mention that because I thought it definitely made me learn a little bit more about Lupron, and maybe that information is helpful to someone else. So there's your Lupron educational facts for the day. And then next is the estrogen patches. I am on 4 estrogen patches now, and I have been on 4 estrogen patches most of this week, which is longer, and I will continue to be on 4 estrogen patches into next week. So last time I only got up to 4 estrogen patches right before my next appointment, and this time I went very quickly up from 2 patches to 3 patches to then 4 patches the whole time. So last time it was 3 patches the whole time and then only 1 and 4. This time it's 4 patches the whole time. 4 patches of estrogen is a lot, and I can definitely tell that it's making me more emotional. And, let's be honest, my life is not perfect. The holidays can be lots of highs, and they can also be lots of lows. And I feel like I have been feeling both things very intensely. And so again, I am happy to be going to acupuncture today to hopefully get that back into realignment, because I'm definitely out. Definitely out of alignment, out of whack. And my next appointment, which is the pre-op appointment for the implantation, my next appointment is Wednesday of next week, which is 5 days from now. So I still got a ways to go. I'm looking forward to that appointment because I want to know what's going on inside my body. Like I said, this cycle has been so messed up, so chaotic. I've been very consistent with all the hormones and stuff I've been taking, but I have not been consistent with the supplements, my eating regularity, getting nutritious foods. I started exercising and then completely stopped. So that's been inconsistent. And so I don't know. Basically, if the reason why everything looked so great and went so great last time is because of all the things that I was doing and the routine that I had of doing them the whole time, then there is a strong possibility that I could go in to my appointment in 5 days and things do not look the way they should. The thing that has the biggest impact on getting you ready for implantation is the hormones. And that has been the same with only slight differences this time around. So I'm fairly confident that everything is fine and will look fine and we'll be ready for implantation on the date in January that we are scheduled for. However, I'm preparing myself to, not only am I preparing myself to hear bad news that my body isn't where it should be. But I'm also, I would also be a little relieved if I got the opportunity to start this cycle over, because I just don't feel like I've done it right. I was so much better the first time, and this time it's just been a mess. And yeah, I wouldn't be unhappy to have the opportunity to do it over, a redo, especially considering that this is our last embryo. And after this, it's going to be months. It'll be months before we go through the process of picking the donor, paying for the donor, transferring the donor's eggs from the bank to the fertility clinic. Stephen has to give his sample. He needs at least 2 months to get healthy to give his sample. So 2 months for that. Who knows how long to transfer the eggs and do all that stuff, pay for everything. He fertilizes them, then they have to test them. It takes a couple weeks. So yeah, this time it's really important that it goes well. And I'm not feeling like, I feel like it could have been better, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's not that it's been bad, but it definitely could have been better. And I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, this last embryo is really, really important one. I mean, they're all important, but it feels very important just because I know that by the time we're able to implant another embryo after this one, I will be another year older. I will be another year closer to the age of 50, which is 50 is how old they stop implanting embryos into you after you're 50. So like, the closer and closer I'm getting to all these missed opportunities. So I'm gonna go get my acupuncture. I may talk to you again afterwards because I might need to, but if not, I will see you in the next video, or I'll see you in the next video.